Only one step remains. The night before the dive, Institute official Brad Veek, himself a career submariner, takes the charts made by the psychics and prepares a composite chart which will be used to guide the team to their chosen target. He is amazed that both psychics have independently selected the same site, a few hundred yards out of a total area of more than 1,500 square miles. There is also a long list of specific objects, including winches, chain, and other remains of a wooden ship which had blown up and sunk. As Veek prepares the composite, Hammond feels impelled to reach out yet again through the dark ocean depths. Driven by an impulse she herself does not understand, there emerges in her mind a clear vision of several artifacts, including an enigmatic block. As with all the psychic predictions, this strange, volunteered insight is logged into the experimental record. Will such a block be there? "8 a.m., the morning of the dive.
Surface control, this is Taurus.
Surface go.
Roger. All systems checked. Hull is secured. I'd like permission to open vents and dive at this time.
Taurus, surface, Roger, clear to open vents. Have a good dive.
Taurus, Roger, and thank you.
Surface Taurus. On the bottom, depth 80 meters. Visibility 7 to 10 meters. Current nil.
Would Deep Quest produce results or pictures of an empty sea floor? 10 a.m., 2 hours into the dive.
This is Surface. Any progress?
Surface Taurus. Nothing so far. Bottom is clean. Surface Taurus. We're having trouble locating our position relative to the target. There just isn't any landmarks down here.
11 a.m., 3 hours into the dive.
This is Surface. Any luck?
Surface, negative on that. We cannot find the location, or I guess there's nothing there.
Taurus, blow some air from your tanks. We'll try and fix your location relative to the psychic's target area. Surface, Roger. We have your bubbles, Taurus, but you're nowhere near the target area. Taurus, it's now 1200. We've been at this for half a day.
To resolve her location difficulties, the Taurus asks the surface ship to lower a sonar homing device. The surface ship is directly above the predicted target. The team knows this is their last chance. They have perhaps another hour to produce a hit, or Deep Quest will fail. Ingo Swan feels he is receiving psychic impressions, and he advises submarine pilot Al Whitcomb.
Ingo pointed in a direction and said, "Go there, go there." So I just turned the submersible and drove it along his finger. He pointed to a shadow on the bottom, and he said, "That's it, that's it." So I said, "Well, okay," and I extended my articulated manipulator, dug it into the bottom, and pulled out the first artifact. It was astounding because to me it wasn't there, period. It just didn't exist.
It is clear to everyone in the submarine that the object they have found with Swan's psychic guidance has lain undisturbed for many decades. Its heavy encrustation and almost buried position unequivocally demonstrates this. But one object does not make a wreck. Those in the submarine are torn between elation and doubt. Can they find the actual wreck described by the psychics? The search intensifies.
That was that contact. Hey, we've got something. God, it's part of a ship.
Hey, we found an artifact! We did it! No, don't do that.
It is the windswept. You see the drum? Yeah, that's the drum. Roger, we have our first positive contact, a piece of machinery in front of us. And,
It gave us the immediate feeling that we're there right on site. There's no way people throw winches overboard. It had to be from the deck of a ship that went down.
Taurus 1 glides over the target area, illuminating relic after relic.
I believe we have a ship's wheel with a long shaft on it, over.
Roger.
Still, the team wants more.
And go on and investigate other targets, over.
Roger, you're good. Get back to that.
They decide to make one last pass. Hella Hamid's block, the strange monolith she had predicted.
The block was alien to any shipwreck. I approached the block and extended the manipulator to touch the block. The arm just bounced off. I was in no way able to penetrate the surface with my claws.
Such a unique psychic prediction coming true stuns Schwartz.
I'm not sure we'll ever know exactly what it was. The fact is that woman, who was in every way a perfectly normal person, somehow reached out with her mind and accurately saw and was able to draw something that should not have been there.
Here was clear confirmation of the psychic's description of a sunken ship. Here were the chains, pipes, and debris, and Hamid's block. With nothing more than the psychic predictions on charts and Ingo Swann's on-site guidance for fine-tuning, Deep Quest has made history. If Deep Quest is to have its full impact on science, questions need to be answered. Is the site a known wreck? Could the psychics have read about it in a book? Schwartz turns to Thomas Cook of the Bureau of Land Management.
Finding a wreck, even when you know where it is an art in itself. It is very, very difficult to get back to the same spot on the ocean floor, even when you know exactly the point that you've seen before. We have had to go through, catalog, and identify all of the existing known wrecks or suspected wrecks, which number better than 1,100 wrecks. Taking a look at the over 53 wrecks reported in the Catalina Island area, I am convinced that there has been no known reported wreck in this area or of a ship of this type.
Finally, all the information is reviewed by the director of the Institute for Marine and Coastal Studies of the University of Southern California, Don Walsh. Could Deep Quest be a fraud?
There were a lot of difficulties, and I don't see that they could have put together such an elaborate scheme, because we know diving, we know submersibles, we know oceanography, and they had to beat us across the board in all of these things. But the salting of the site, that is putting these items down that were later described by the psychics, would be a very difficult thing to do, because 270 feet of water is clearly beyond the depths of most divers. But I'm just saying that from my knowledge of the oceans and ocean engineering and the parameters involved, it's extremely difficult in this case.
Coming up next, agents hunting down a ring of drug dealers get help from a courageous father on FBI, The Untold Stories. Then, History's Crimes and Trials chronicles the career of Army Captain Jeffrey McDonald, a.k.a. the Green Beret Killer. And later tonight, History's Mysteries brings you the story of intelligence mastermind George Washington and his spies of the Revolutionary War at 8 here on the History Channel, where the past comes alive.